It must be said, firstly, that this is the director's cut of Revenge of the Boogeyman. That's very important. Even though Revenge featured half of the first film's footage, Boogeyman 2 is something else. Barely any of Revenge remains, and footage shot sometime around 2002 comes along for the ride. Oh god, it's going to be one of those days. People who are buying the cheap-ass version of this film get treated to Lamel playing one of the characters from the sequel 10 years after the fact, struggling to piece together himself what all this shit means. Boogeyman 2 Redux is so god-awful it makes Silent Night Deadly Night Part 2 look respectable, with the large majority of Boogeyman 2 being the last one. No, this is cheap. This is bollocking mad cheap. There's no way Revenge is this depleted of fucks. There must be some give. Needless to say, the modern digital footage and the 35mm, was it even, do not blend in any kind of way, none at all. To make matters worse, what footage there is from Revenge is sped up here for no fucking reason whatsoever. The modern day footage also takes a quasi-making-of documentary form, as Lamel deftly blends the lines between fantasy and reality, describing how the filming of these Boogeyman films took place, while still trying to make us believe that he's still in character. He even incorporates behind the scenes stills, for God's sakes. What is this movie? As I found Boogeyman 2 Redux a total waste of my bloody time, I thought lightning can't strike twice, and opted to also review the 1982 cut, Revenge of the Boogeyman. Now ain't I nice to y'all? Just right off the bat, Revenge is way more of a film than Boogeyman 2 Redux is. Despite the dirt cheap title cards, at least we have original dialogue and characters. This is as close Lamel ever got to making his 8.5, I guess. The film is basically about an art house director making a horror movie about the events of the first film, with Boogeyman's final girl, Lacey, as technical advisor, shall we say. Again, we are forced to endure scenes of gratuitous stock footage, but at least there is more, unquote, fair use than in Redux. I don't know about you, but I'll take Flashback City over fuck you audience I got contractual obligations to fulfill as an excuse any day of the fucking week. The structure of Revenge is kinda like a horror anthology, except that there's only one story and we've already paid to see that shit already. The majority of the film is about the director's wife trying to convince him to convince Lacey to sell her story to them. They also have a butler for no fucking reason, and some leeching fucking entourage. Throw in some over-the-top kills into the formula and you have a film that manages to feel both stubborn and lethargic at the same time. This film remains a step up from Redux, that is, because this time round I'm not asking what, just why. Why was this film made? Did you really need the money so bad early? In conclusion, Boogeyman 2 Redux is a cancel on this earth and readily available copies should be destroyed. Revenge of the Boogeyman has more to say. Pity it's stuff Willie Lamel only gives a shit about. Near autistically self-centered, Revenge is a dish best served in the garbage, with lazy industry satire, and even lazier murder set pieces. At least with Champion Killer, there were fleeting moments of enthusiasm, but these films display Lamel at his feckless worst. Why, oh why God, out of all the Lamel films to appear on the IMDb Bond 150, that neither these two paychecks make the cut. Avoid, 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 avoid. Remember to like, comment and subscribe. Tomorrow's film is Halloween 4.